this was a very interesting installment, in my opinion, because I feel like we really got out of the drama and into like the relationship side of things. Obviously, in the first half of the show, right, because we've hit the second half of the show, they really honed in on the fact that their worlds are kind of crashing down around them.
Right.
And the fact that we sort of wrapped up like the trial and everything in the first half of the show, which I had said before, kind of surprised me at first. We really start to see how the inner workings of like HaNeul's family they like work around each other.
Yeah.
I think the glimpse into Pada, who was in the previous installment.
Now we're just back to obnoxious little brother.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obnoxious, but very insightful.
In the most obnoxious way.
And he even admits to, like, I think it's episode 12, where he goes out drinking with Taesun and JeongWoo, where he's like, I'm young and naive, so I can get away with asking these questions.
Yeah. Well, that's even, like, when HaNeul, like, starts interacting with her family, like, what would be considered normal, but for her is very abnormal, of sitting down and being like, I was told that you started to grow the cabbages for me because it would help me. And Pata's just like, yeah, these are the things that mom has been doing for you because she cares about you. And their mom is just going, shut up, stop it. But he's like, no, like, she's acknowledging it. Let's continue that.
I love the little family unit that they've built because it's so, it's kind of clunky, but it just works so well. And I feel like they could have really taken it sort of a cringy direction, especially with like the mom.
When we started pretty cringy.
We did. We started out kind of cringy, and they really brought her around, like, to me at least, because I wasn't sure how I felt about her at first. Just because I don't like the whole me-centric direction she's going for a minute there. But she really course-corrected in these last few episodes to where she's just trying to make life normal for her daughter. Like, she doesn't want anything from her. She doesn't have expectations for her. She just truly, genuinely wants her daughter to be happy. And we see that when the phone call from the aunt comes through, where she's like, hey, I have this guy from the hospital. But when the aunt's like, there's this son of a hospital owner who is looking for a future heir, but in a daughter-in-law because his son's kind of a deadbeat.
Right.
And the things that go through her mind are not, my daughter is a loser for being broken up with and my daughter is a loser for not having a job. It's, these are the things she's looking for. Right. Maybe this can help her out of her slump. But just get her back on her feet, get her thinking that she is capable and she's a good doctor. She's someone to be desired, and maybe this will kickstart like something else even if it doesn't work out.
This could be a new direction.
Right.
Basically.
And so when HaNeul takes that poorly, her mom is just like heartbroken about it, because that was not her intention, was to make her daughter feel small. I like the way that they kind of addressed that. I felt like it was a good talking point, just because I think there are people like that and there are parents like that. Yeah. They're like, you're making me look bad. Stupid dog. You're making me look bad. Do we want to keep down the relationship road for a minute?
We might as well.
Okay.
Because I love HaNeul and Taesun when she unloads on her mom of like, the fact that everybody else thinks I'm pathetic and I'm useless. I didn't care. But now you think that. Which, again, that's not what her mom's direction was. And to go upstairs and just be like, I just need to not be near people. And Taesun coming up and being like, you know, your mom this. And she's like, please don't tell me to try to try understanding her. And he goes, that's impossible. Don't bother.
She is still my sister.
That is so sibling coded.
There's a little bit of Pada in there.
It was pretty great. But just to be like, you know what? These are the things that I used to be able to do to cheer you up, and now I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know what direction you want me to go. So I'm just here when you need me just a reminder, and then to pull the whole family unit together. Like, that was just...
Yeah. Well, and I like
so
that
sweet.
it was sweet, and he alludes to the fact that, like, I don't know what I'm doing, but guess who else doesn't know exactly what she's doing? It's your mom. She's doing her best, and she really loves you, and you know that. Pada and the uncle and the mother, their little sparring matches that they have. I love that.
Yes.
Pada is the punk kid, but is still somehow ultimately the voice of reason in this family. Even with HaNeul.
Yeah, it's...
Because she's not street smart. Like, she's very book smart, obviously. But she is so not...
relationally aware.
No.
How about JeongWoo and DaeYoung?
Yes, that's a great topic. Obviously, episode 12 is very, like, it gives us a lot of the building blocks of their relationship, because we really we didn't know what the falling out was. We just knew that they had once been close and then they weren't. And it sure seemed like JeongWoo might have been the catalyst for that because of his kind of smuggy, I don't even know. The camping trip is where this all comes to light, right? Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, super freaking cute. We'll get back to that part too.
Yes.
But when they're telling stories around the campfire about how, HaNeul and Hongran, they just got along because they were
avoiding
people
drama.
They could have confided in each other and it not be like blown out of proportion. And then they're like, okay, so what about you two? And the way that they preface their stories, so they're like winding up for their own mini K-drama.
It was a mini K-drama.
The best friendship. They're holding each other up in life. And
I loved him with all my heart. I cared about him a lot. Okay, DaeYoung, we know you're in love with him. It's fine. He's telling, like, this is how we became friends.
When he, slips the kopiko in his pocket. And
gets him through the testing, gets him through internships.
Yeah. There were a lot of tropes in this last episode. What happens is there's a little bit of competitiveness that comes out in the fact that DaeYoung is going to go on this mission-minded
medical volunteer,
volunteer trip, and it makes you look good. It does. It wins you brownie points at work, and it goes well on an application. Mm-hmm. And JeongWoo's like, okay, yeah, and then as he's congratulating him on the stairs later, he pats him on the back, and whoop, there he goes down the stairs, breaks his arm
off of a plastic bag. It's not that he just shoves him. But
it's just a fluke thing. And so JeongWoo goes in his stead and gets famous off of it. That is the trip that made him internet famous.
Right.
It's because he was so good looking. And so, of course, DaeYoung's a little bit disgruntled about it.
He comes back and he's being given these messages of hey, this TV station wants to talk to you because of the documentary. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, okay, I guess. That wasn't ever his intention to be
that wasn't why he went.
Look at me, right. He's trying to talk to his best friend, and he's just...
about work-related things, too.
Hey, can you please help me find some cases related to XYZ? And DaeYoung is not just salty, he is the whole salt shaker. I think you can do it because you're the nation's doctor.
Why don't you ask the nation for help since you're the nation's doctor?
So ridiculous about it.
It was a high school girl cat fight because they literally are grabbing each other's hair.
And then pillow fight.
I was like, is this a sleepover?
The girls are sitting there going...
Yeah, initially they defended their man, and then they were like,
slide away now.
I don't want anything to do with you. You're embarrassing.
But what was so great about at the end of it was they both got to say their side because the other person was listening.
They had to have so much fun filming those scenes.
Oh, yeah, because before they grab the pillow, JeongWoo has his stethoscope, and he's, swinging it around.
Yeah. And
DaeYoung takes out a thing of instant coffee, and it falls out of his hand.
Is that what it was? Yeah. I couldn't tell what it was.
Before they get the pillows.
Oh, my gosh. Another relationship, KyungMin and JeongWoo. Mm-hmm. This one's a little bit more serious. I don't know that I really expected the KyungMin storyline to come back with such force.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I don't know, like, I feel kind of bored with the rest of the show until they introduced that arc, and I was kind of glad they did, just because that makes you want to get, like, the questions answered.
Right.
And the only reason I say that is because the first half was so story-driven versus, like, romance-driven, because, right, this isn't just a romance story.
Right.
It's not like Business Proposal, where we're strictly in it to see the cutesy moments, right?
Right.
There's a lot of storytelling that's been happening, and then all of a sudden it kind of just dropped off to focus on JeongWoo and HaNeul, and so I was glad they reintroduced this aspect of it, because everybody likes good mystery.
It's true.
I'm just babbling so bad.
You're actually not.
Okay, good, thank you. I think HaNeul said it best. She was like, the situation was starting to feel really dangerous. And it does. It starts to get really intense and dangerous when you're thinking about, like, the lengths that he is going to achieve some sort of end goal, which we're starting to maybe see glimpses of, which have to do with, like, a drug trafficking ring based out of Macau, I think it was, or Myanmar, one of the two. I think there's Macau, two simultaneous things happening.
What it is JeongWoo overhears Hongran on the phone talking about how KyungMin is the reason that HaNeul has hit rock bottom.
Right.
Like, he is the cause. So he confronts him and is like, you know, what did you do?
What the heck, man?
And KyungMin instantly goes into defense mode of, don't believe like, you're just believing whatever comes out of her mouth blindly. Like, seriously, I told you not to like her. She's just useless. To which JeongWoo's like, and now you die. Like, that's when he realizes, we had a problem. Like, there is an incident that I never thought about again because I didn't think it was
real.
I thought I was dreaming, or I was just super drunk, like, whatever it is. And so when he finally opens up to HaNeul and was like, after learning what had happened to you, I realized, I think that happened to me. Like, he tried to take me out.
Let's do JeongWoo and HaNeul.
More like his relationship with her family. Because, first of all, they're finally dating again. And this time he's like, you can't break this. Like, let's go get it notarized for 100 years that you'll never break up with me. Like, I'll feel better with the law on my side.
Fair.
They agree to keep it secret. And she's like, but I want to tell my family. But, like, on my own time. So her mom, being her mom, which, quick little bunny trail, I cannot see her the same now after watching Parasite. Because I'm like, oh my gosh.
I know, it's crazy.
You are not the same. Anyway, she's nosy because
all moms are. And
she sees that JeongWoo has a woman sleeping in his bed. And it's HaNeul, and she's like, we're keeping it a secret now. Like, I wanted to tell them on my time, and
we can't expose ourselves
now. But I love her mom being like, thinking that, you know, he moved on, and is like,
oh, she mad.
Boy, I'm gonna take you out. But then when she figures it out, the complete different of like, you know what? I know why you didn't say anything, and that makes me like you more for my child. Like, it's very sweet. I mean, it was cute. Quick turnaround. It's a little whiplashy. Yeah. But then for her to be like, this is how I'm going to announce, like, that I know, is I'm inviting you to birthday lunch because you're now my family. Like,
oh, birthday lunch was good. That was sweet.
Very sweet.
For HaNeul's mom to be like, this is the greatest gift you could have given me, for you to be doing things with your life that make you feel fulfilled. And not because it has any measurable level of, like, financial success that other people would, you know, have hold a measuring stick to, but because you yourself are in a good place, and that makes me feel reassured that you're in a good place.
JeongWoo with Taesun and Pada, when they take him out,
Oh, that was cute. Yeah.
Because that was just sweet, because they were like, because Taesung's going, I am the father figure of this. Mm-hmm. We have to have the man-to-man conversation here, and we're going to make you pay for everything. We are on your side. Like, we have your back no matter what happens. If she tries to yell at you, like, we won't let her. Total gaslighting the next day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was awful. I was kind of like, myself, just like, what happened here? But yeah, they kept pressuring him to, like, drink, and then he was like, no, I need to be, like, I have work, I have
responsibilities here.
Answer to HaNeul, and then the next day they're just like, yeah, we tried to stop him from drinking, but he just kept, like, pouring it down the hatch. And then look at this great gift that he gave us. And it's the wad of cash that he had just withdrawn the day before.
To get everyone gifts.
Yeah. Hongnan and DaeYoung.
Yes.
Very cute. I love the single parenting camaraderie that they have going with the little SOS
cards or
tokens or whatever you want to call them.
Stickers.
And just the fact that they're using their children kind of as an excuse to be around one another. And I think Hongran knows that she has feelings for him, but she really keeps him at arm's length for quite some time when he's just, like, willing to...
He's like, yeah, no, I like you.
Come, please reciprocate in some way. But she keeps putting up the wall a little bit. Which I think is typical of men and women in that regard anyway. But I think their relationship is so fun in the fact that it's new. Like, there's no history there, really.
Right.
And they're both best friends with another couple who've gotten together. And just seeing them being willing to consider something that I don't know that they really had. Ouch. I know.
And now.
Awful.
And now we have to take a break because Kim's trying to...
Ow, that did not feel good.
Like what you're hearing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any new episodes. We'd love to connect with you on our Instagram at The KDrama Show. For more behind-the-scenes content, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Links are in the show notes. Thanks for hanging out with us on The KDrama Show with Ashley and Kim, and we'll see you next time.